All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the call. Good afternoon, Crystal. Good to see you. And I put a few links in the above comments. So one is to Listings to Leads. So if you want to log in and actually do this with me, we can get some of this done today. We're going to cover a lot of stuff. All right. I want you to be thinking about pending listings where you're the selling agent. That means your buyer went into contract, or you're the listing agent where you represent the homeowner. You can do this for both. Johnny, good to see you. Is it Joni? Joni, I apologize. I think it's Joni. Good to see you, Joni. Awesome. Thanks for checking in. So we are at listingstoleads.com. And then I just dropped this link. Wow. Excuse me. Apologize. Oh, Johnny. Awesome. Thank you. If you're watching the recording, this is listingstoleads.com/pending. And we're going to cover most of the stuff that's in here today. But I do want to show you a couple of things, which is this pro tip. So as I was just mentioning a second ago, pending listings, take some time with them, okay? Pending listings, similar to just sold, show the success that you're having in getting listings sold. And again, as either the buyer's agent or the seller's agent, this is a great opportunity for you to really show the audiences on social media, your database, the farm, what it is that you are doing to get property sold. And that's what people want to know. All right. That's what homeowners want. All right. They love looking at listings. All right. They love getting a home value. But when they see listings in the area go pending, they see them go just sold, it really hits differently. All right. And so you're going to see here, there's a quick little pro tip, and that is to change the property description, all right, to reflect the fact that the listing is now pending. When we market a pending listing as either the selling or the listing agent, it's going to be mostly homeowners. It's going to be a lot of sellers, potential sellers that are going to be looking at that marketing. And so to change the property description from a primarily buy side, right, where we're talking about how great the house is and this and that, to flip it to now start talking about how it is that we got this property into contract. All right. So what I want you to do, you can just click on the link and copy this, drop it into your pending listing, and just edit it as appropriate. And you're going to see here pending listing where I'm the selling agent. So again, that's where I represented the buyer. And the language here is just a little bit different than it would have been if I was the listing agent. So that's the first thing. All right. So it's the idea of changing up our marketing so that we are speaking more to homeowners versus home buyers. Does that make sense? All right. And then I'm also going to give you this link to our school. I'm going to be touching on this in a little bit as well today, because we have really, think about it, there's really 3 different marketing call to actions that you can use. And I want to recommend that you use all 3 of them. All right. I'll let you take a look at this in more detail when you've got time, but we've got the default. So when you change that status to pending from active, so it's active, you get an accepted offer, change the status from active to pending. The default is going to be home values have changed. All right. So 123 Main Street just went into contract. 123 Main Street just went pending. And because of this, when it closes escrow, nearby home values have changed. All right. And that's kind of the call to action with it by default. But there's also a few others, and I've got them laid out. One is the golden letter strategy. So that would be where 123 Main Street just went into contract, and we have more buyers looking for homes in the area. All right. You can do that with everything. So the Facebook ad, the social media post, your Instagram and TikTok, the email to your database, and so on. And then you've got the 100-point home marketing plan strategy. And that is where it would be 123 Main Street just went into contract. Our 100-point home marketing plan got 5,000 views for this home versus 455 on Zillow, right? And talking about what a great marketer you are and helping properties get sold and comparing that against Zillow if appropriate. When I come back up here, you'll see some other information, right? How to use this for pending. So in most of the examples I give below, it's going to be talking about just sold, but you can just flip where it says just sold to pending. Where do I find the expired letter? Christine, yeah, hold that thought. Let's get to that a little bit later because I don't want to confuse people too much here. But the expired, it's in the same school. It's in the expired link, but I'll try to get to that a little bit later. All right, so you can see here, home buyers have changed, and that's the default. So that's what we're going to be going through today. But then later, what I would recommend, for example, week 2. All right, week 2, come here and do we have more. I'm sorry, I know I keep clicking on it because it doesn't. We have more buyers golden letter strategy. There's a walkthrough video, and then examples of the Facebook ad, social media post. All right, and you can see, for example, in the post, in the ad, just sold in Folsom, or another home pending in Folsom. I still have 8 buyers actively looking to buy a home. What price would make it worth taking a look at an offer for your home? If you own a 3 to 4 bedroom in Folsom, tap send message and tell me your magic number. No pressure or obligation. All right. And if I click there, thank you, Evan. So here's that post. And because it's my post, I can't click send message. Well, I guess I can. And then boom, you can start creating messages right in Facebook. Got the email to your database. All right. Nearby homeowner letter, and so on. And then the third funnel, all right, the third call to action with a pending listing is the 100-point home marketing plan. And so again, you're going to see right here an example, and you can just take this and you can edit the ad in listings to leads with this. So for example, 145 Main Street in Folsom just sold, or 145 Main Street in Folsom is now pending. Thinking about selling soon? Here's how we got 10,000 buyer views for this home compared to just 790 on Zillow. Our 100-point marketing plan puts your home everywhere buyers are looking and benchmarks it against top performing listings nationwide, so you get the strongest offers and maximum exposure. That's the kind of stuff that homeowners want to know. All right, homeowners, and you don't know what's going to hit them. Is it going to be the home values have changed message, which is the default? Is it the we've got more buyers message? Or is it the we got 10,000 plus views for this home compared to 790 on Zillow? Make sense? So these are all great opportunities to really leverage that pending listing and get a lot more people seeing it. And so Will, Kelly, you're approved. Frida, you're approved. Awesome. So I'm not sure how long it takes for that to go through, but let's get into listings to leads. I will point out, I just made a new post, generate more seller leads from stories. And this actually relates a little bit to what we're talking about here. So let me actually show you this. If I click on that, it'll take me to the mastermind group. And I take you here because I want your comments and I want you to let me know if you have issues. And so what we're doing here, all right, and again, this relates to pending as well, what we're talking about today. So, you've got the 100 plus point home marketing plan. All right. And when you get a listing that goes into contract, you want to promote that. And as you see here, to capture high quality seller leads, you must bridge the gap between having a plan and showing the plan. By leveraging Instagram and Facebook stories with interactive link stickers, you can drive traffic directly from a social browse to your 100 plus point home marketing plan, the flip book, or the landing page. All right. You can read that a little bit later. If you do not know how to do Instagram, Facebook stories with links, I got a video right here. and there's a link. It'll take you literally right to your branded flip book. So I can just copy that URL for the story, and you'll see how to do that in the video above. In the media library, so this post is specifically about just promoting that 100 plus point home marketing plan directly or the expired. So in your listings to leads media library here, you're going to see we have all these videos, and they're discussed on that blog post in more detail. But you can take these. So check this out. I can take and download this. I can download this and then use this in my Instagram story. And I'm going to show you an example. There's a lot of examples in this post, but if I click here, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So imagine this on your Instagram story. And let me click here. So this is Instagram. And check this out. Thinking of selling your home this year? Get my 100 plus point home marketing plan. And check that out. Right on Instagram stories, I can tap and open up either the landing page where I got to fill it out, or I can go right to the flip book and go right to that flip book. And this is essentially the link we were just looking at a minute ago. All right, this is absolutely awesome. All right. And I'll show you a little bit later, but I'll tease you a little bit right now. Another way to promote a pending listing. All right, check this out. 267 Gold Street in Folsom is pending sale. And I just got my marketing plan, and I'm just kind of flipping through it, right? So that's what I mean. There's so many powerful ways, and where so many agents just talk about their plan, or actually, they never even do that, do they? Here, we are showing a 100 plus point home marketing plan in the flesh so that people can actually see it. And leveraging this when your listings go pending is a phenomenal way to engage with more homeowners. And I could do this on Instagram as a story, put a link to the landing page, for example, or link to the flip book to show it off. Obviously, we do this in a listing presentation, but we also just want to promote it when a listing goes into contract. So take a look at that a little bit later. And I'm going to go to listings. Again, if you have a buyer in contract, you can add it to your account. And I'll just show that to you real quickly here. Go to add listing. You have to do it manually because it won't be available for grab or data feed. But go add listing manual and just change the status to whichever is appropriate. In contract, under deposit, pending. You'll see here we got just sold listing agent, just sold selling agent. All right, so add the listing. Should take you 3 to 4 minutes, but it is so worth it. I'm telling you, it is so worth it. Marketing a pending listing and a just sold listing are some of my favorite ways to generate seller leads. With all the tools that we've got in listings to leads, all the great ways to market it using the tools in listings to leads. If you've got an active listing that you need to change to pending, you just click the drop down and just select the listing. All right, and click it, and you'll wait about 5 seconds, and then it will change to pending, like I did right here. I got 2 listings that are pending. I'm going to now click the green market listing button, and all the tools, all the call to actions, all the links will change from active to pending. So now when I click on, for example, Facebook and Instagram ad, you're going to see, right, pending in Granite Bay. Another home in Folsom, California is now pending, and expected to close soon. When this home is sold, it will affect your home's value. Click below or text to get your new updated home value estimate now for free. All right, this is going to be a Facebook lead ad. It's going to capture name, email, and phone number, plus there are 3 other questions that the lead will answer. Average cost per seller lead with a pending listing is about $10, 10 to $12. The range is anywhere from $7 to $8 up to about 15. If you've got an ad where you're more than $15, I would stop it, end it, turn it off, and just rerun it. I can change. So, for example, if I want to use one of these other ad types, for example, right? For, let's say, the golden letter, I could just copy this and just drop it in here. So this is fully editable. I can change it to whatever I want. All right, so that's first. We have brought in the Facebook platform. We got location autofilled, right? It's so easy. I'm going to change the budget though to 100. It's going to run for 1 week. I can change the template. I can change the text. I can change the images. I can upload a video. I can upload a custom image if I want to. This is a phenomenal template because we're showing one main image, and then we got 3 smaller images on the bottom there to get people more interested. I don't like carousel. You don't want to use a property video here. I just want people to see a couple of pictures in the template and click. All right. I can retarget if I want to. I can use a custom audience if I wanted to. So if you got a custom audience that you want to run this to, you can do that. And I want to show you, so please pay. Do you post under contract or just pending? Well, Christine, everyone's going to be different. Well, not everyone, but different MLSs call it different things. So some MLSs will call it pending. Some will call it active contingent, or it may go active contingent and then pending. So it just depends on what your MLS calls it. But this next part right here is so important. Okay. What I'm going to show you next is how to customize the 3 questions, all right, that people are going to answer, because this is how we're going to be able to engage seller leads at a much higher level. So check this out. It's so easy. It's so easy. Just a couple of clicks. Open advanced options. All right. So boom, advanced options. Click the green create new form button. All right. So there's a green button here that says create new form. And then we're just going to check out these questions, see what we like. So by default, you're going to see name, email, and phone number. That's going to autofill from their Facebook profile. But then we've got 3 other questions that we can select, and there's like 20 available. So one of them that's by default is what is your time frame to sell? And there's a bunch of other ones here. Check this out. Another one is, would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? That's a phenomenal question. And I like to add, see how my 100 plus point home marketing plan works for your home. And their options are going to be yes, please, yes, and please customize for my home, not right now. And I can even rearrange these. So if I can drag, for example, don't put it above full name, email, and phone number, but I can put that, and see here now it's above what's your time frame to sell. And when you have the 3 questions that you've got in the order that you want them, just click create form and you're done. And then close advanced options and hit create ad. It's literally that easy. So now, and I'm going to show you an example here in a second of what that looks like on live. Now, when I get a lead from my ad, not only am I going to get name, email, and phone number, but I'm also going to get the answers to those 3 questions, whatever 3 questions I added. And of course, now my follow-up is going to be informed by what those questions were and what the answers were. So check out, you'll see what I mean here in a second. So here's the ad. All right, this is a previous ad that I did. I click, people, they click the ad, and check this out. What's your time frame to sell? I'll say 3 to 6 months. Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? It's either going to be maybe or no, I would not. I'll just say maybe. And then it's see how my 100 plus point home marketing plan works for your home. And I had a client the first week that question was live. She got 2 great seller leads that both asked yes, or that both replied yes, and please customize for my home. So she added them to her listings to leads account as status listing presentation and was able to present, right, the listing presentation like this, the flipbook link, to those homeowners. So now in my follow up with this, I would, I'll get their name, their email address, their phone number, and then I'm going to get the answers to these questions. So it'll tell me, what did they say for time frame to sell? 3 to 6 months. Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? Maybe, if it was the right price. So all of this will be in the lead notification email that I get. It'll be in listings to leads for the lead detail. And if you've got your CRM connected, it will be in your CRM as well. And then the last question there, see how my 100 plus point home marketing plan works for your home. So I'll know all these answers. And then in my follow-up, I'll be able to say, for example, hey, Evan, Scott here at XYZ Realty. Yeah, thanks for clicking on my ad for the pending listing in Folsom that just went into contract. And I saw that you might be open to looking at an offer on your home if you got the right price. What price are you thinking about? Doesn't matter what they say. I'm going to say phenomenal. Let me know when you've got 5 minutes for me to come over and take a quick look at it and see, what it looks like, and if it might be something that the buyers that I've got or would be interested in it. And then secondly, I saw that you would like to get a copy of my 100 plus point home marketing plan, right? What is your address? And I'll put that together for you. And I can bring that with me, or I can email it to you. I can text it to you. So it gives me a lot more value to offer these people, because when I'm offering better, greater value, the follow-up, the engagement, and the leads are going to be a lot better. All right. Yeah, Christine, don't worry about that right now. Let's worry about that later. I want you to focus on this because this is so important. All right. I'll make sure you got the right link a little bit later, or just get into the mastermind group. But yeah, Christine, I got your back. I'll make sure that you're good to go. All right. Social media. This will post up to social media. So your Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Instagram, Google. I highly recommend that you take advantage of that. I can, just like in the Facebook ad, I can change the post image. I could upload a custom image again. For the post, the only thing you can't do is video. I don't know why they don't allow video from an API. And I can even change the property website to a landing page if I wanted to. All right, or the virtual tour. I'll show you an example here, what it looks like on live. All right, so, right, 4550 prospect is now pending. People click, and then in this case, they go right to the property website. And then they are going to scroll. And now look at this. Because I changed the property description, now this is more geared to a homeowner, all right, versus a home buyer specifically. And that is awesome, because not a ton of home buyers are going to be clicking a pending or a just sold ad or a post. It's going to be mostly homeowners. And so now I'm speaking to them a lot more directly versus them having to infer and try to figure out and guess what's going on. So, and typically this will happen automatically, but you can always come in again later, maybe change the picture, change the text, add a little bit more information and post it again 3 or 4 days later as a new post with new messaging. So I could copy and paste in the golden letter language. I could copy and paste in the 100 point home marketing plan language, and maybe change the color, right? Because I can edit the color and all that, and have a new post speaking a new message to hit and attract a new audience. All right. If you are the listing agent, you're going to want to make sure to get this to the homeowner. This is one of the best ways to generate some great leads. There's an e-flyer for the seller to send out for the seller to send out. All right. And there is a social media post for you to send to the seller to put on their Facebook page. So here's what you do. You're going to click the green send to seller button. You're going to add their information and hit send. And you're going to do that right away for the e-flyer. All right. Now this will autofill from above. And if you've done this for open house, just listed or active, it'll already autofill for you. And send those to the seller. You will be CC'd when the seller gets these 2 emails. And I'm telling you, sellers love them. And you're going to call the seller up and you're going to say something along the lines of, hey, Christine, Scott here. And just want to let you know that, your home is in contract. I'm taking care of all the inspections. And, but listen, I'm still going to be marketing your home until we close escrow. Right there, the sellers just love it. All right. I just did a Facebook ad. We've got some social media posts going out shortly. But I sent you a couple of things to share as well. One to put up on your Facebook page. You'll just copy and paste from the email. And then the other is an e-flyer that you can forward to people that you know. Because A, we want to let people know that your home is now in contract. And B, right, if we get any other buyers that want to see the home, like if anything were to happen and we get the possibility of a backup offer, that would be phenomenal as well. And I would ask the seller also if you belong to any Facebook groups or Nextdoor, I would love, it would be awesome to put there as well. And now we've got the seller promoting us to their sphere on social media, all the different Facebook groups they belong to, Nextdoor if they're on Nextdoor, and then they got the e-flyer, and all of it links right back again to the property website. And you can't hardly buy that kind of exposure. To have the seller share that you got their home into contract, all right, that you got their home into contract. Every other person that is thinking about selling at any time in the near future, they're going to be now thinking about you. They're going to be like, oh, Scott or Christine, right, just shared something on her Facebook page about how Scott got her home into contract. Aren't they going to be giving me a little extra attention when they think about selling their home? Of course they are. And especially in about 30 days from now, when Christine's going to post the just sold. All right. So, because I want you to be thinking about this, none of this is in isolation. This is all part of a larger campaign. We are now just executing this part of it. So, get those 2 tools to the seller. Get into the mastermind group if you're not sure how to use them, because again, they're so powerful. Next up is the farm. So we want to hit that farm. All right. We've got letters, door hangers, postcards. If you do any kind of door knocking, I would take one of your 100-point home marketing plans with you on the door knocking, because it's a great conversation starter if they actually open the door and you have a quick conversation with them. The letters are editable. I'm just going to download it though. I'm going to click download PDF. You can print and mail these. You can door knock. You can send it to, Mailbox Power, Thanks IO. You can do it through Listings to Leads. And it's letting them know that a home near them just went, in this case, a home near them just went pending, expected to close soon. They can send a text to get the mobile responsive virtual tour sent to them automatically. They can scan the QR code. Gives them a little bit of information about when the home is sold. It'll affect their home value. And they can also go to this link. But if they go to the QR code or send the text code, the mobile responsive property website that they get will have the home value form in there as well. All right. In fact, the default lead form in a pending single property website is the free home value lead form. So they're going to be able to get that. And this is one of the most phenomenal ways to get more listings. All right. Is whether you door knock the letter, it does sit in the editor. I wouldn't edit it too much. The more you edit it, the more watered down it gets. But I'll just show you, for example, I want to let you know went pending, something really light, like went pending in 34 days, right? Something like that. Just a little bit of color, a little bit of extra info, but you don't need to. And I can also just adjust the formatting a little bit. And now I can download the edited version. And that's got their home on the top, which is very powerful. All right. So this letter, I'm telling you, this letter is the bomb, right? If you're into door knocking, I know a lot of you live in areas right now where it's freezing. So I get door knocking right now may not be the best thing for a lot of you. Some people just print it at their home or office. And I've even had people literally trifold the letter, right? Address it, put a stamp on it, and mail it. We've also got postcards and door hangers. These are phenomenal. Let me just show you here. We got jumbo, EDDM. We have all sorts of different postcard formats. We got the door hanger, but they all follow a very similar pattern to the letter. And so on the front, we got the QR code. It says pending, super clean, super clean. We got the text right there. So text 25796 to 25678. This postcard is better than almost anything else out there. All right. It's simple. It's attractive. Right. It's showing off the home that's sold. It gives a couple of call to actions for them to get to the property website where we've got all the great lead capture. And then on the back is even better, because on the back, it says, when this home is sold, it will affect your home's value. I would like to invite you to find out the new value of your home for free at, and it says California. So all of you have this kind of custom domain, but check out even better underneath, or text 182-141 to 888-264-1910. So they can literally text 182-141 to that number. It's has an automated conversation. It's going to ask them, it'll get their phone number right away. And then it's going to ask them it'll ask them their home address. How do they want to get the home value sent to them? And then it will send you all of that information. And then you'll have to you can literally drop into listings to leads, add in the property address from the notification, drop in the email address from the notification that you get from us, and even add their phone number, because you'll have the phone number automatically, and let the listings to leads landing page, right? You can just go to this one, let the landing page send it to them, because when you use any of these landing pages in listings to leads for home value, the really cool thing is every 30 days, it's not every 30 days. So let's say they do this on the 15th. The first week of every month, we send them an updated home value estimate. So we don't do it like at 3:00 on the first every month. It's just we randomly do it the first week, so it's not so like obvious. All right. Is there an expired? There is. Yeah. You have to set up the expired landing page, but yeah, 100%. Here's the door hanger. All right. And a circle prospecting script. Again, I really, really cannot stress enough. Especially, for example, if you are in our expired training, right? We do the expired training 4 times a week. Sometimes it's 5 times a week. And, we got the affiliate link for My Plus Leads. You may have Red X. You may have Vulcan 7. You can circle prospect either after you do the letter, postcard, or door hanger, or you can circle prospect without it. And you'll see here, one version says sent. All right, sent. And then on the right, not sent. So, no direct mail was sent. And I'm telling you, these scripts are awesome. One of the, again, another phenomenal way, because this is a, think of this as a customer service phone call. All right. Don't think of this as a, like you're bothering them, because you're not bothering them. Your goal isn't to, you're not going to talk somebody into selling. So you don't have to even think about that, right? That's not what you're going to be doing. What you're going to be doing is creating a conversation so that those people that are thinking about selling are going to rise to the top, and you're going to find that out, and then you're going to be able to follow up, all right, further with more value. So the circle, and that's the truth with all of this stuff. All right. That's the thing with all of this stuff. You're never going to talk somebody into selling. All right. Nobody just like is on Facebook, sees an ad or gets a postcard or gets a phone call, and oh wow, we haven't thought about selling ever, but I think you're right. I think we will sell. No, no, that doesn't happen. So you're not talking anybody into this, and you shouldn't even try. You're just it's customer service. Hi Christine, Sky here at LL Realty. And hey, I'm just calling to let you know that 4550 prospect just went into contract, and it's expected to close on March 6th. And it's just right around the corner from you. And I dropped off a postcard or a door hanger, or if I didn't, I could just say, if you'd like to get more information, you can text 25796 to 25678, and it will send you the virtual tour automatically. So yeah, just want to make sure that you knew about this. If you want any more information, please go ahead and let me know. And the ending here, this is where it gets really good. All right. I expect we're going to get a good price for this, and it's going to be a great impact on your home value. And because of this, I'm going to be preparing an updated home value estimate for your home. Would Christine@gmail be the best email to send that to? Right now, when I'm using a service like RedX, Vulcan 7, Active Prospect, My Plus Leads, I get their email, their phone number, their name, their home address, and I get other information as well. So I'm going to have all that information. I'm just trying to find out, right? I'm trying to establish rapport, right? By adding value, by telling them something about what's going on in their area. And I could do this as a selling agent and the listing agent. I could bring in, our 100 plus point home marketing plan got 5,000 views for this home versus only 400 on Zillow, right? I can interject other things into this as well. But my goal isn't to talk them into selling. My goal is to offer value, because those that are going to be thinking about selling, or that they already are thinking about selling, that is going to come up as I'm adding value. And then I can hone in on that, right? Then I might offer, for example, oh, you're thinking about selling later this year to go live by your grandkids. Oh, that's phenomenal. Where do they live? Oh, they live in Wyoming. That's excellent. I've got a 100 plus point home marketing plan that I would love to be able to send you, right? Would you rather I send it to you via text to this number here, or would you prefer I send it to you via email? Right? So you see how that works? So if you don't ever call, you don't ever get the opportunity. So let's make sure that we're, try invest. That's what, I don't sell people on a lot of things. We have enough things that we're spending money on, but I'm telling you, the phone is still one of the best lead generators that you've got. It's just, how are you using it? All right. When are you using it? What kind of value are you able to offer when you are using it? And with listings to leads, you could offer them a PDF guide. You could offer them the 100 point home marketing plan. You could offer them a link to the single property website so they can get more information. All right. Next up is your database. Equally as important, your database is it's your pipeline. All right. And some of the database is a known pipeline, so you know what's going on with them. But there's a lot of your database that you don't know about. And so again, if I send this e-flyer to my database, the people that are going to be thinking about selling this year are going to self-select. They are going to be more likely to actually click and be curious because, oh, we're thinking about selling this summer. The kids are going to be graduating from school. They're moving out and going to college. And so we're going to start thinking about downsizing. We're not really actively thinking about it yet to the point of calling up an agent. But, oh, I just got this email from Christine about another home that just went into contract. And check this out. this was kind of a recent update. In the e-flyer, automatically it says, if you're thinking about selling your home, my 100 plus point home marketing plan helped get this home into contract and can do the same for your home. Please view it here. Boom. And whether I send this email out of Lofty, Follow Up Boss, Bold Trail, Constant Contact, or Listings to Leads, I'll get notified that they clicked to view, or I can see it in the stats, who clicked what link. Here, if you or anyone you know may be interested in more information, they can click that link or the slideshow. Right, and you saw how beautiful. I mean, look at this. Very clean, very elegant. It will rotate the first 5 photos of the listing. And then down here, when this home is sold, it will affect your home's value. People can click that, get right to here. So we offer a link to your branded 100 point home marketing plan, a link to the single property website, and then a link to get their home value. Absolutely awesome. And then at the bottom is your listings to leads, lead gen signature. So I can send this to listings to leads, or I can just copy this, navigate over to whatever email program I'm using. Christine, you are on an expire. Your mind. Oh my gosh. It's now Monday and Wednesdays, 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. Pacific. So 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. East Coast. Yeah. If you go to leadgenwebinars.com, you'll see our full training schedule there. And I'm just acting like I'm in a CRM. So I'm pretending like I'm in Bold Trail or Lofty or Follow Up Boss. And a subject line, another home pending in Folsom. Because I'm going to show you how easy this is. Sometimes once somebody sees how easy this is, they're like, oh, I didn't realize. Boom, look at that. I just copied and pasted it. All the links are good. All the GIFs are good. The slideshow is good. The signature looks amazing. I can edit it in here a little bit if I want to, even. Like, for example, like in 34 days. And then I can send it from my own CRM. Or again, I can also send it through listings to leads. So to send through listings to leads, I can just click send now, select what list I want to send it to, and just send it. Boom. So easy. And then we got a database call script. So I want to make sure I call 5, 10, 15, 20 people in my database, right? Whatever I've got time for. All right. So, and I tell you, actually for expired, you can go to listings2leads.com/expired. And a lot of the stuff is there as well. Yeah. So for the database call script, again, I'm going to call up and it's essentially, hey, Mark, Scott here, XYZ Realty. I want to let you know that 4,500 prospect just went into contract, expected to close soon. And I sent an email out with the link to the property website with all the photos and details. I just want to call to make sure everybody got it. With the way the market is right now, a lot of people are just kind of curious about how real estate is selling. And so I want to let everybody know that this property went into contract, right? It's just a customer service call. Because if Mark is even thinking about selling this year at some point and it starts coming up on his mind, he's going to say, oh, he might ask me, like, what did it go into contract for? Well, I can't really tell you that right now, but you know what? Let me mark down and I will call you after it closes escrow, because that is when I'm able to legally let you know what it sold for. But at this point, all I can let you know is we got a contract. We're going through all the inspections and we're expected to close the first week of March, right? So I'm adding value. I'm creating a to-do with somebody that is a potential home seller. And even if Mark is not thinking about selling right now, it's putting a little plant in his mind that, hey, when I do think about selling my home in a year, 2 years, 3 years, Scott is someone to get a hold of, because not only is Scott just, spamming me emails, but he's also like physically dropping me quick little messages about what's going on. Does that make sense? You can also go to youtube.com/listings to leads. Yeah. So in the browser or just at in YouTube, search listings to leads. There's a link actually under the marketing calendar in the resources tab. I'll show you a little bit later. But so, for the love of God, please call through your database. Everyone in your database will fit one of these three, what I want to like filters, I guess. Either they're going to live near the property, they're going to own a home not near the property, or they're not going to own a home at all. They're going to be a renter. And so your call to action with them is going to change based on, right, what they are. So in the case of a homeowner, not in the farm, right, your offer to them is going to be, I don't know if you're interested, but I do free CMAs for all of my clients and VIPs. I know you're not looking to sell, but I would love to do a report for you so you can keep tabs on what your home is doing month to month. And it also, it's good for me because it keeps me in tune with what's going on in the market. Would mark@gmail.com be the best email to send that to? Make sense? Easy. Easy, 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 easy. Right? Are we good? In fact, short form video scripts and then the yard sign. I'm telling you, the yard sign is so critical. But before we get to that, let's talk about short form video and a few other things. So short form video, we give you a script. Turn the camera on, get your phone, go to the property. If you're technical and you know how to do green screen, and you want to do that, great. Otherwise, just go to the property and take this script. If you need to drop it into a teleprompter app, you can click send it to yourself. And if you don't have a teleprompter app, you can click one of those two links and go to one, right? There's a free version and then there's like the paid. You barely even need to pay. I mean, the free versions on these things work for most people. If you don't know how to even use the teleprompter app, click the blue button. And when I click play on this video, it will show me. It'll show me how to use a teleprompter app. So check this out. Before I get here, one more thing here. Let's do this. At the link I put in a little bit earlier, I'm going to put it in again right now. So this is listingstoleads.com/pending. And this is kind of fun to look at. 10 videos for seller leads when your listing goes pending. But what I want to show you here is if I scroll down, are more Instagram stories. All right. Click here to see examples on Instagram stories, highlight called pending sold. I'm going to click here and view story. All right, check this out. Instagram stories are so awesome. We can include links. We can do polls. I showed you some stuff using the 100-point home marketing plan earlier, right? But check this out. And these could be video clips. These could be images. This Folsom home went pending in 34 days, and it's a poll. And so people can tap, I want to sell my home faster. I want the most money, both. And it says just sold, but it could, again, as easily, right? In contract, pending, active contingent, and Folsom. Our 100-point home marketing plan wins again. And then I got a poll thinking about selling your home and want to download Secrets to Selling Your Home Fast. That's the PDF guide in Listings to Leads. All right. And another poll. And I got a video showing how to do this. Another one, right? Pending in Folsom. And here I got a link to a home value landing page. So do you remember at the beginning of this call, I was showing you those stories with images and videos, right? I can do either one or both, and different links. And you can do these every day, right? Another home pending in Granite Bay. Get my 100-point home marketing plan now. And there's a link. Get the 100-point plan now. And that's linking to, oh, you're right, yeah, where they can download my plan. The next one here, pending in Rockland. Click below to get the photos, details, and more. And so it's linking to, thank you, Johnny. Good to see you. Linking to my property website. So there are so many free ways. And I can't really emphasize it enough. When you got a pending listing and a just sold listing, that you want to double, triple down, because it's going to get me more listings if I can get that in front of more people. All right. Pending in another home pending in Granite Bay, 100-point home marketing plan. This one right here is going to a free PDF guide. So this is a guide from listings to leads. All right, boom. I can download my free branded guide. You get 80 guides in listings to leads. All right, here's another idea, right? Another home pending, 1015 Raleigh Street, pending in Folsom. I still have 8 buyers actively looking for a home in Folsom. Quick question: what price would make it worth taking an offer for your home? Just comment below or DM me. And I got click here, visit, and it goes to a landing page. So there are so many ways to leverage that pending listing in such a way that you're going to get a lot more great leads, get a lot more great branding, get your success message out there. Next up is the yard sign. Oh my God, the yard sign. Some of the best seller leads you're going to get. All right. You want to get this from your association, and you want to get this on top of the yard sign. Okay. Get this on top of the yard sign. At that domain, listingstoleads.com/pending. There's actually a picture. If I scroll down, right here, this is kind of like what your yard sign should really look like. And whether it says active contingent or pending or in contract, right? We want that yard sign. We want the status on the top. We want the text for more information right below it. And you can order those from Listings to Leads. You can order it locally, right? And just put the text code on there that you see that you've got in Listings to Leads for your listing. The great thing is these text codes stay with your account. So I can rotate that text for more information from listing to listing to listing. And whatever listing it's assigned to, it will send that listing information to anyone sending out that texting to it. All right. So you can see I can order these from Listings to Leads. I can order them locally. I can download the file to send. Boom. All right. So get your yard sign dialed in. And then while you're at your association buying the pending rider or in contract rider, whatever it is that you call it, take some of these flyers. And I know it sounds goofy. I know it sounds like this is so 1997, but put these flyers on the sign. They absolutely work, and it all works together. Because when the neighbors are walking by and they see pending, right, or sale pending. So in our area, the association, the riders say sale pending, and they see that, and then they see text for information, or they see a listing flyer. They either text or take a flyer, and then on the flyer they can text, and the flyer they can take home, and they can take that flyer home with my information on it. All right. All my information is right here along the bottom in the footer. My phone number is there. The text information is there. The QR code is there. This is like printing up the Facebook ad and leaving it on the countertop. Right? Again, this is the kind of thing that a lot of people either don't think about or they don't appreciate. But when you think about the fact that I can print up these flyers or these, uh, yeah, I got flyers, like what, 10 cents each? And I've just put them in the flyer box, put 10 of them in the flyer box. Maybe go check it once, every time I'm there, right? Just check and see if I need to put any more in there. Talk about one of the best, cheapest, easiest ways to generate seller leads, because I can take this as well and move it from listing to listing. This will last me at least a year until it starts getting all, kind of janky looking. But I can move the status writer, I can move my flyer box, I can move the text for more information. I can move all of that from listing to listing to listing and keep generating some of the best quality seller leads out there. All right, everybody, do you guys appreciate that? Do you get what I'm saying with that? Because I can't really stress that enough. And we have tons of different flyer templates. I mean, almost probably too many. I don't want you wasting your time on the perfect one. They're all, I always put the top row with the ones I like the best. But hey, to each their own. What else can I show you here for the pending and sold? Yeah, and again here, right? So get your flip book and do a video like this. All right, I got people that are doing this every week. And here's the other great thing about Instagram stories. They go on Facebook. When people are on Facebook, those stories are at the very top. They're not even in the feed. So when somebody that is connected to you and they see your story from Instagram, they're going to see it right at the top of Facebook, which is absolutely phenomenal. And it's completely free. The link can be in there just like you saw earlier. Right? That's TikTok. And then we got Instagram. All right. So any questions for me? Anything about pending listings? Let me see. Anybody else? Looks like there's a few more people. All right. So, Andrea, boom, you are approved. All right. Awesome. All right. Anything else I can share with you? One last thing before we go and have a beautiful weekend. I would really appreciate it. I've got a post-webinar survey link. I'm going to drop this in, and I would absolutely love it if you would fill that out for me. I want to make sure that we are providing the best training possible. I don't like to do these sales calls and these like sales type webinars. I want to do hands-on, tactical, strategical calls with you, so that every week that you join us, you get a little bit better at this. You get more comfortable with this. I don't expect anyone to learn this all in one day. And Christine, you're not gonna let me go, are you? I love you. So in the expired, and I'll send you this link. So in the expired classroom, just scroll down to there's two letters. There is the cover letter. So if I'm mailing or door knocking, right, we got the cover letter that goes with the presentation. And then so that's the cover letter because it covers, the presentation. Then we got this letter. So this letter right here is what we use. And let me give you the link and I will. So go ahead and click on this and let me know that you got it. And this letter, when you click Canva, you will request access. I will grant you access. And what you're going to do is you're going to go File, make a copy, and then that way it'll copy to your Canva account. Now, because I'm not going to let you edit mine. Okay, you can't edit mine because then everybody will be looking at all your stuff and they're going to go steal your expireds. So you're going to request access, and then and this is for anybody on the call with me, and then go to File, make a copy, and then back in school, right? How to how to add QR code to your general area expired marketing plan flipbook, how to create QR codes in Canva. There's a short post right here, right in Canva, select apps, scroll down to AI generation, click Gen QR. And then on the next page, put the link to the flipbook where it says QR code content. And I can show, I mean, it's so quick and easy. So if I'm here, so let's say I'm in listings to leads. Let me close that. So I'm gonna go to listings to leads and grab the link first. And so I'll do this for like, and this may be a little confusing for some of you that have not been on some of our expired trainings, but the link to all of our live trainings is at leadgenwebinars.com. But for like Christine, this will probably make more sense, I hope. Right, I got my expired booklet right here, right? Expired. This is my B lead because it says a beautiful home in Placer, El Dorado counties. For my A leads, right, I create them specifically for their homes. But I've got this one for all of my other leads. I can't add every single expired to listings to leads. That's a little bit much. Right. We cover this in other trainings and how to more on this. Then right here's my flip book. So I'm going to click it. All right. So here's my flip book for, so again, this is for all my B leads. This is just for the general area. This is not specific to any one home or person. So I copy the URL and right back in Canva, I just go, Gen QR. Wait, way at the bottom. I don't know why. Anyways, way at the bottom says Gen QR. Can you see it? Let me get rid of the, hold on a second. Let me get rid of that text in the video. It's kind of hard to see. All right. Way at the bottom, it says Gen QR. You see that down there? Gen QR, second from the bottom. And then just like I said in the post, QR code content, paste in the link. I like to move the margin to 50. And I like to use a contrasting color. Whatever suits your fancy. And then just click at the purple add to design. And there it is. There's my QR code. And I can delete the one that's there right now. And that way I've got this letter. And I can use this letter for anybody because it's going to be the general expired flip book. Just make it look pretty. And then if I go to, let's say I find an expired, and I'm just going to grab a home just to show you this. So I get my photo of an expired listing, right? Whether I use Chat GPT off of Google Maps or I find a photo on Zillow, I go copy image, or right click, I can copy, and I can just add whatever image I want, right? Just throw that image in there. And I'm just going to kind of finesse it a little bit like that. And so what we want is their home in this section. And then once we got this for a particular person, right, and I can change the name. Hi, Frank, and let me make this bigger, kind of hard to see. Hi, Frank and Susan. And of course, make sure you got your signature down here. See, somebody somehow got access to editing this. And so she put all of her information in, and she didn't click save copy. And of course, once I get my signature here, I don't ever have to change that. All right. And then every time I send this out, the only thing I'm going to change is the photo on the top and the name. That QR code is going to stay the same always. The signature at the bottom will stay the same. Everything in here will stay the same. It's just, right? I find another expired. I want, and sorry, let me just back up. Once you've got it, what you want to do is you want to download it and download it as a PDF and then save the letter with the contact record in your CRM. So I would add, Frank and Estelle Costanza. They're in my CRM. They're tagged as expired contact, and I'm going to save the PDF of this letter in their file with a reminder every 21 days. I'm going to resend that letter to them. All right. Does that make sense, Christine? Now, if this was an A lead, all right, this QR code, right? Of course, an A lead, of course, is like a high-end luxury listing. I'm going to create the flip book for their home specifically, right? Just like a listing presentation, right? I got expired, 834 Mazarean Lane in Loomis. So I added this to listings to leads, and that is their home. That is their name on the cover, all right? Frank Costanza at 834 Mazarean Lane, right there on the cover. And that's their home. Every page in here is of their home. And so if this was an A lead, I would have just used that link. And we've actually got I think I've got another. If I don't, I'll make sure I add it. Direct mail A. Yeah. Direct mail. That's text sequence. Let me go back here. Let me share, copy link. Okay. So, but you should, Christine, does that link still work for you? And so I got expired letter 1, A group. That's the cover letter. That's a B group cover letter. And yeah, I'm going to create another version for A and B because, the B letter, the B letter will never change except for the photo and the name. If it was an A letter, the QR code is going to change every time, along with the banner of the home and the name. Right? Makes sense? I'm sure for some of you, again, that just was over your head and you're like, what the hell is he talking about? But if you join us on our expired calls, you'll learn the A leads, the B leads, how the letter works, right? We want to send them out. And so, Christine, you may have an A lead. You may have an A lead where you prepare, right? That's their name, that's their home, and you send out the presentation booklet to them. You door knock, you mail it to them. You do the phone calls, you do the text messages, you don't get anything from them, you do the email, you never hear from them. So I would make sure for those people, I would probably do the letters to those people as well after I've exhausted everything else, because it's that 21-day letter rotation that just makes sure they don't forget who we are, right? And that's what Corey Smallman is doing, and he's getting like a listing and a half a week. And you're going to see it here, in the school. I wish school was a little bit better, but check this out way at the bottom. The lab, the expired market, is way so far at the bottom, it's hard to even see it. But check this out. If I click that link, the expired marketing plan, view on TikTok. Check this out. And again, this is something that you could do every week and just kind of change the background, change where you're at, maybe change it up just a little bit. But to put out there, right, on Instagram stories, on TikTok, hey, my 100 plus point home marketing plan to get your home expired home sold, and then the next week it can be, hey, was your home listed for sale and didn't sell? I've got a 100 plus point home marketing plan that gets more views than even Zillow. Right now, to us, duh, of course we're going to get more views than Zillow. But to a consumer, they think Zillow is the end all be all. You know what I'm saying? So by changing up our messaging, by changing up, maybe I'm at a cafe, it's kind of quiet, there's not a lot of people around, and I'm not talking in this. There's no audio. I'm just using the text on the video. So I could be at a cafe, right? Nice table, and I'm just videoing, and you can't really see it, but I'm videoing as I'm kind of flipping through it, and load it up to TikTok or whatever, Instagram, add the text above the video. The great thing about TikTok is, even if you're not really into growing your TikTok audience, the editor in TikTok is so easy. It's so easy. I love it. All right. So even though I may not be trying to grow my business on TikTok, I like to upload to TikTok because it's easier to edit. And then once I post it, I can download it and then upload to Instagram and upload to YouTube. And then, of course, on Instagram, it's going to flow over to Facebook. Mark, just click on that link I put above. Yeah, just click on the link I put above, and I think you can request access, like membership or something, and then I can accept you. Let me see if I see a link. Profile settings. I'm seeing if I see an invite link. It's not the easiest thing to find when it's not your program. So, there you go. Yep. Boom. All right. So, Mark, I just accepted you. Sometimes I think it takes a few minutes for that notification to get back to you, but I did just accept you. So you should be able to access all of this stuff in there. And then here's on Instagram. And it's the exact same video because I did TikTok first, and then I downloaded it and I uploaded it to Instagram. I'm not going to do a different video. I'm not going to redo the whole video for Instagram and redo the whole video for YouTube Shorts. I'm just going to use the same video. It's no problem. Let's see if there's anything else interesting here. Yeah, maybe not. Oh, yeah, here's another good one. The complete marketing plan. Yeah. This guy is in our expired. The email in school is actually from this guy right here. So when you're in the school, call script, text, email. And this email was actually that guy. He signed a listing all over text and email. And this is the essentially that was his email. And so again, when you've got My Plus leads, you got Red X, you got Vulcan 7, you get you pull the expireds, you get their name, email, phone number. So I can call them, I can text them, I can email them. Always make sure you're checking out the DNC and all your local regulations. And you don't need to spam people. So don't get into the spam mentality. All right. You don't need to do that. One of our clients, and there's some videos up here, she listed 4 listings in 6 weeks. And she's in a super small market, very, very small market. I'm sure none of you are in a market as small as her. And then we've got John Summers, who's having phenomenal success. We've got Scott Murray, who put $2.7 million in the pipeline in 3 days. So, all right, everybody, listen, thank you so much for joining us. Would love to have you fill out the survey. I want your feedback. I want to make sure that you're getting the most value and the most bang for your buck from this. So let me know the good and the bad and whatever else. Okay. Have a great weekend, and get into the mastermind group. Let's get those videos done that I just published. Okay. Talk to you soon.